On to our post-match show here on our Champions League coverage. Liverpool with a 2-0 win in the first leg of their semi-final against Villarreal in Liverpool, in England, for the first leg of this one. Kate Abdo, Thierry Henry, Jamie Carragher, Micah Richards here with you. We're going to take you through this next, how long have we got? 45 minutes or so, hour actually, almost. Full hour of highlights, analysis in the mixer. It is all coming your way. But before we get to that, let's take you straight over to Liverpool, out to Anfield, where Jules Breach, Guillaume Balaguer and Jordan Henderson are standing by. Let's listen in.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Jordan, thanks for coming to join us on CBS. I mean, it was an intriguing game for us to watch. What was it like for you to play in? Because they seemed like such frustrating opposition.
Yeah, we knew they were a good side. You know, they're very well organised, dangerous on the counter-attack, good with the ball. So it was a big challenge for us tonight. They made it difficult, but I thought the performance level was really good. The energy level was really good, and eventually we found that goal to break them down. Then we got the second goal, which was important. So overall, I think we've got to be pleased with the performance. How important was that to get the second goal so soon after the first? Very important. You know, I think, like I said, the first half we created one or two chances, but I still felt we played really well. Second half was more of the same, and thankfully we got the breakthrough, a little bit of luck involved. But yeah, overall you need that, and it was a big moment, and then thankfully we got the second as well.
Jordan, you're just too good. You are too good. You don't give a single breather in the whole game. There's not a moment where the tension goes or the intensity goes a little bit lower. You frustrated them, but it's only 2-0 down. I found something to complain about. It's only 2-0 that you managed to do. Enough?
We'll have to see. I mean, you're right. I think obviously you want to keep going and score more goals. But they're a really good side. It's difficult, and it's just about the performance level. We wanted to give everything for 90 minutes, and I felt as though we did that. Scored 2 good goals. But it's a semi-final of the Champions League. It's always going to be difficult, and yes, the game's still alive, of course, and we'll have to be at our very best if we want to go through away in Villarreal next week.
You wouldn't have heard it, Jordan, but we've got Jamie Carragher back in our studio in London, and he gave a full rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone in the studio. What more inspiration do you need?
Exactly. I'd like to see that, actually.
I'm sure it'll be on Twitter at some point. You talked about a little bit of luck that you got for that goal. We weren't sure if you were going to be credited with it. It has gone down as an own goal. You claiming it?
Got to. If it was more, he'd claim it, wouldn't he? So
yeah.
you got to claim it. No, but it was. I thought the move was quite good down the right side, and yes, you get a little bit of luck, but sometimes you need that, especially when they defend so well in a lower block. And we kept pushing, and eventually you find that little bit of luck to open the game and get the goal, and that was important for us.
The tension, the volume of the tension. In the first half you were just attacking, but in the second half you come out at a different gear. Was it intentional?
Yeah, we always want to lift the especially start of each half. We want to come out firing, and at half time the message was just stay positive, keep doing the things we're doing, and eventually we'll break them down, and that's what we did. We started the second half really well, got the goal, and then kept going and found another one which hopefully is an important goal.
Absolutely. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go. We look forward to seeing you out in Spain for the second leg.
Thanks
very much. Guillaume, let's just chat a little bit about the Villarreal perspective of things. How will they reflect on coming away from Anfield, just 2 goals behind going into the second leg? Will they actually think it's an okay result?
I think we've seen the closest to perfection you can get from a team. Liverpool were just unplayable. And the feeling will be today, from Villarreal point of view, that they escaped something that could have been much worse. Tomorrow they'll be thinking it's only 2-0. And the day after tomorrow we'll start thinking, well, maybe we should actually do this and that a bit better than we did today. But I have the feeling, I don't know if you saw that through or felt that through television, Villarreal were in awe of what was happening. They just could not beat the 50-50s. They just couldn't stop Liverpool attacking, especially in the second half, every 2 or 3 minutes. It was just perfection from Liverpool, but it's only 2-0.
It is. The Anfield crowd made a massive difference as well in here tonight. They were intense the whole way through, booing and whistling every decision from the referee right the way through. We're going to hand back to you guys now. Me and Guillaume are going to try and get some more interviews. We'll try and chat to Jurgen Klopp, Unai Emery and some more of the Liverpool players as well. So we'll catch you soon.
Well, don't get too close to them, Guillaume, because somebody at some point there thought you were a little bit too close, put their hand out, grabbed your jacket and just pulled you back. Did you see that?
You do those things just to the emotional contact. That's what it's for.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys. We'll be back with you in a bit. Looking forward to those interviews. Let's take you through the action then. A couple of goals in this one. Thierry called it a lucky own goal that kind of opened the floodgates for Liverpool. And, sorry, what? Oh, Jordan Henderson wanted the goal. He claimed the goal, though. He certainly did. Terry, what's wrong? You seem irritated.
You look bemused.
He was joking, right? Okay.
If they win the Champions League, he's got to be a contender.
Just because Thierry's at Henry's here, you've changed the way you say Benzema.
Honestly, I just want to say Benzema. Nothing's good enough anymore. Do you know what I mean?
I just wanted to add something there. Like, that's more than a cute pass.
I'm going to call him Kareem the Dream from
That's
now
more
on.
than a cute pass. That's more than a cute pass.
That's mine.
This guy talked about that pass like it was just normal. You said they come undone. He meant to put the ball in between the legs of the defender. That's outstanding. The pass of Salah was just outstanding there. We can talk about the line or whatever. Salah made that happen. It's outstanding. You can't defend that. Look at where the ball can only pass and go through that. This is where, if you're a defender, here, the line is not great. Now, they allow him to get the ball.
The problem is Capuy there, though. Capuy would normally be this side of Salah. For that protection, he gambles, and then they get the opening. Look at his position there, Capuy.
But forget about that. You talk about the defensive side of it, and we talk about the offensive side of it. That pass.
Yes.
This is why Mo Salah this season he is better than what he used to be. Because to make that ball go through the legs at that particular moment, and he meant it, to pass it to Mane, wow.
But that is almost exactly the same goal that Manchester City scored against Atletico Madrid. They only to get the one goal, and it was forward with that little tight run. Kevin De Bruyne put it in. And when you're playing against those teams, I was never, if you remember, I wasn't critical of City on that night for not creating lots of chances. Even tonight for Liverpool, it's very difficult to create chances, and you've just got to be clinical with the ones that you get. Then in the second leg, Madrid played pretty much the same. It wasn't until late in the game, and I know it was 1-0 and it's 2-0 now. The thing that just really intrigues me for the second leg, will Unai Emery feel if he does go for it from the start, it'll leave them too open and the game will be over by half-time? Or could you just think we just play the same way, maybe wait for a set-piece, a counter-attack, get the first goal, and then see where we go from?
Go big or go home. That's what I say.
Yeah, big or go home.
Go out with a bang.
What's that mean?
Go big or go home.
You want Villarreal to go big?
Yes. If you're expected to lose it anyway, why not have a go?
I think for me, Gerard Moreno, I don't know if he's going to be available, but that's massive for them not having him. He is the guy that holds the ball to allow the wingers to run. And that they couldn't do that tonight. They didn't have a point of reference to turn and allow the wingers to run.
They haven't had that a lot of the season, though, have they? He's not consistently been available for them, and they still managed to get to this point.
In the games that they made a difference.
Hey, just wait. Why do you want to say that?
The game that they made a difference in Europe, he played and he passed that ball. For example, he passed the ball to Chukwueze. He's the guy. If you don't have a point of reference, they are Danjuma today. He never held the ball once. How are you going to come out? It's impossible. Gerard Moreno is a bit more cute on the ball and he can release the wingers, so hopefully he can be there for them. Or Boulaye Dia, that came on after, is a proper 9.
Let's take a look at one of the best opportunities, because there were plenty of other opportunities that Liverpool did have, but there was one particularly in the first half that stood out from Thiago. Jamie?
Yeah, it was, and that's what Liverpool needed to do in that first half. That's where they looked most dangerous, when they were having efforts from outside the box. But you see how many numbers are behind the ball. It's very difficult to create clear-cut chances. So they worked the goalkeeper 2 or 3 times. This time, Thiago just gets it past the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, just hits the woodwork. But that's something I think Jurgen Klopp will keep mentioning before that second leg, to have efforts from outside the goal, because the goalkeeper, he never got hold of anything all night, and 2 or 3 times it could have just fell at Liverpool players' feet.
How good has Thiago been?
Brilliant. He really has. In these last 3 or 4 months, he's been one of the first names on the team sheet. He really has. There was a lot of criticism when he came in, because he wasn't like the other Liverpool midfield players, and would Liverpool lose something? But the reason they bought him is because he can provide something different. And it was always that debate last season. Has he fitted in? Now, That last season was a write-off for Liverpool because of the injuries, also for Thiago as well. But I think in the last 3 or 4 months, he's been not just one of the best Liverpool players, he's possibly been one of the best players in the Premier League in these last few months and made a huge difference to Liverpool.
Let's take a look at a couple of chances that Diaz had as well. That really, this was at 2-0, by the way, so really could have put the game out of reach.
Yeah, in that second half, they just stepped it up. This one just goes a little bit wide of the post, gets a little deflection on there, and it was all Liverpool. Like you said, if you actually look at the whole game, Villarreal probably happy going, with 2-0, just because they were so dominant in that second half. They lifted the gear, a few gears.
How many?
2 gears. But the thing is, Liverpool, they've still got 2 more gears to go. And in the end, it was too easy for them.
Welcome back to our Champions League coverage here on Paramount Plus and CBS Sports Network. Micah Richards, you good?
I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm good.
Keeping it together.
It's been a great 2 days. It really has.
Oh,
let's
good.
keep it going.
Yes, let's do that. Well, we got In the Mixer. That is still coming very shortly indeed. Next segment, we'll be doing that. So after a short break. First off, though, we do have some things to discuss in this one. First off, Guillaume Balaguer has been speaking to Jurgen Klopp second time this week that the two have spoken, and he's now spoken to Jurgen after the game.
Could have scored more goals. That's the only thing to say. Maybe.
Not really. We could have scored. That's good. But I like the first half already when we didn't score, because it was all about how we get rhythm in the game, and I liked it a lot. So the press was great. The counter press was great. We created. We mixed it up. We were direct. We were connected on the wings. We passed the balls through. We had finishes. Yeah, but we didn't score. That's all. So second half. So it's exhausting to run against them, but it's exhausting as well to defend us. And so we just knew we have to keep going, and that's what we did.
The rhythm was amazing. You didn't drop it one single beat in the whole game. But in the second half, you went 1 gear up, didn't you?
Well, I'm not sure, because I know that all the difference are the goals, obviously. And I loved the first goal. It started here in the left wing with a little twist of Thiago, passing ball inside, going to the other side. Hendo, what a game he played, full of energy, goes down the line, gets the ball, puts it in. I didn't see it back. I have no idea how the ball went in, to be honest. Second goal then, so we kept it, obviously. We kept the pressure high. Top pass from Mo, super finish Sadio, and we kept going. It's big for Villarreal, but it's big for us as well. So we want to go to the final as well, and the boys showed that tonight, and it's half time, not more, but it's anyway better than before the game. So now we play in a few hours against Newcastle, and then we go to Villarreal.
Jurgen's mad about the timing of that Newcastle game, isn't he? So obviously they're now 1 game away from getting to the final of the Champions League. They've got a lot to play for still in the Premier League. Speaking with your head and not with your heart, Jamie, if you can, do you think that they will win the Premier League, and do you think that they will win the Champions League?
I think they win the Champions League. The league, I'm not so sure, because I think Manchester City have the slight advantage. They win all their games, they've won the league. But I think this weekend, in terms of the Premier League, is absolutely vital. That is a tough assignment for Liverpool. The turnaround hours-wise, the manager's mentioned. I think if Liverpool could get through this weekend, still being in the same position that they're in with Manchester City, I still think they've got a great chance for the league, but that's up to Manchester City. But the Champions League, it feels like it's Liverpool's competition, and they've got 1 foot now in the final, and I don't think anyone else can say that.
So if we're in Paris doing the final and it's Liverpool versus Manchester City in the final of the Champions League, how uncomfortable will our studio feel?
Oh, it'd be too uncomfortable.
Much, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be too much. We've got to make a pact. We've got to make a
City
pact.
gets there next year.
No.
What's the pact?
The pact is that we can't, we stay neutral and professional.
I couldn't do that.
You don't want to be neutral?
No.
Not professional.
No, I will not be neutral. I will not be professional. I will be there for Liverpool FC.
Okay. Explain to me the early kick-off thing. Is it that big of a deal?
Oh, yeah, it is. 100%.
Why?
Well, I thought she was looking at me then. Pasta at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, well, you shut up about pasta. I've had enough of pasta. No wonder he doesn't want to be pasta at 9 o'clock. Never mind 12:30.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. We can't have him pasta at 9 o'clock. Pre-match you have about 3.5 hours before for those. wanted to know the context of it. And the 3 o'clock games, they make a massive difference because you can rest, you can cover well, you get your massage. If you're eating at 9 o'clock, you're getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you're not prepared. No, but you're in a routine every week of a Saturday or a night game to do the 12:30. I never liked it. So I can sympathise with Klopp in what it means, but, you know.
The way the Champions League works, which I still don't understand, is, and it's not right. So City have got the advantage here, or City and Real Madrid, in that one team plays on the Tuesday and then plays on the Wednesday. So they've got 8 days to fit 3 games in. Whereas Villarreal and Liverpool have got 3 games in 6 days. Now, it's a big difference, that. It really is, you know, the extra 2 days that City have got to recover or get the 3 games in the league game in the middle. And the thing with the Saturday early morning game, I agree with Micah, it might only feel like 3 or 4 hours difference when Man City play later. It's just a psychological thing. Getting up and going straight into a game straight away, I think, is never easy.
Thierry, how does a Hall of Famer feel about having to consume their pasta at 9 in the morning?
Wow.
You don't have to add all of fame. But no, I was, you know, I don't know. Would you have said that if it was Liverpool instead of Man City recovering? Would you have mentioned that it's Liverpool? Is it right that the team has 2 more days than the other one?
No, he definitely wouldn't have mentioned it. No, he wouldn't.
And pasta, the game. You're talking about the game, you're talking about pasta at 9 in the morning. Personally, it didn't bother me.
That's why
he's in the Hall of Fame. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
We use all the excuses under the sun.
You had to, when you play for certain teams, you know, you will be in this type of situation. And there's one thing that people don't mention often, is that Liverpool has a squad to deal with that. I'm sorry, some of the teams do not have the squad that they have. So
you're not angry at me though, just to be clear.
I'm just saying that you have a squad. You don't have only 11 players to 13. You have a squad that can play at Newcastle and win at Newcastle, not only with your starting 11. So mix it. That's the way it is. Man City also has to mix it. They have to deal with the same thing, and it's not easy. But I didn't mind the game at 12:30.
This is a business end of the season, though. You can afford to rotate certain players, but at this, you know, 8 games left for Liverpool potentially. They want to play the starting level, best 11 throughout the 8 games.
You're going for a quadruple. At one point, you play for Liverpool. So if you don't want to have that, play for another team. If you play for Liverpool, you go for a quadruple, it will have that.
The Saturday, the Wednesday-Saturday thing is it can't be changed. It comes down to TV with what happens in the Premier League. My problem is the fact that I still don't understand. No one's really told me why a team who plays on the Wednesday then doesn't play on the Wednesday. And the team who plays on the Tuesday plays on the Tuesday.
Why does it alternate from week to week?
I don't get it, because that is a big difference. Where, you know, when teams get an extra 2 days over 3 games, I think it's a huge advantage. It really is.
Makes sense. All right, well.
Thanks.
Welcome back one final time. Good for sticking with us. Good for sticking with us. Thank you for sticking with us is what I meant to say, but good for you as well for doing that. We're going to take you out to Anfield one final time. Jules Breach, Guillaume Balaguer are over there. And the good news is, guys, that you are going to be reunited one more time next week in Villarreal for that game.
Yeah, and you know what? I really hope it's warmer than it is tonight at Anfield. We're absolutely freezing. I think we underestimated how chilly it would be in April in Liverpool, didn't we, Guillaume? But let's look ahead to the second leg then. Is there any hope for Villarreal?
I don't know. We've spoken to Unai Emery and he tried to convince us that, yes, OK, nothing that he planned today worked. Nothing at all. They did not deserve anything at all. But it'll be different back in Villarreal.
It will. It will.
Did it convince you?
Not really. I think all eyes next week really will be on what a second leg we've got to look forward to at the Bernabeu. Who's got the advantage, do you think? Although Man City have scored more goals, is it in Real Madrid's favour?
They're not going to change that. They're going to play exactly the same way. What's Real Madrid? A coin in the air. They look for the move, the player, the moment. It happened 3 times in the first leg. Maybe happened 3, 4, 2 times. It's so strange with Real Madrid. And City will want to control the game and make sure that through that control they're more efficient. They had 6 massive chances. Mahrez had 3, didn't he? So, well, if they are more efficient, they should just actually win it.
Yeah, well, there weren't the fireworks that we saw last night at the Etihad here at Anfield tonight. But we're very much looking forward to going to Spain next week. And obviously we've got some amazing ties to look forward to. This time next week, we'll know who's in the final.
We will. Jules, you might be looking forward to it, but just so you know, we have checked the weather and it will be raining in Villarreal next week.
Are you joking?
Yep.
You're kidding me.
Sorry, guys.
I'll take the brolly then.
I know somebody. I'll sort that out.
Thank you both very much. It's always lovely to see you. We will see you again next week.
Guys.
Safe travels, everybody. So,
Bernabeu next week, excitement. Can't absolutely wait. Man City, come on, can they get to another final like they did last year?
Okay.
I think Madrid will go through.
You think Madrid will go through?
Yeah. I think when you miss that many chances in the first leg, you've got a massive problem, and it's a big standout game. And make sure you join us next week.
Go ahead.
I've just got the numbers in me here.
What?
After the first 2 games, it's advantage England. But both semi-finals are still very much alive, and will be decided in Spain next week. Join us for that, and until then, from myself, Thierry, me, and Kate, good night.
Good night.